Well, Thursday night AFC North rivals meeting in Cleveland as Steelers quarterback Mitch Trubisky set to make his debut in this long-standing feud between the two organizations here. But so far when it comes to him leading this offense, not quite the reboot we thought we would see here, or at least he's hoping for. Trubisky currently ranked 32nd in yards per attempt. One of several troubling stats reflecting the 28-year-old might be more of a manager than a game changer there for the Steelers so far. Of course, a team coming off that 17-14 loss against the Patriots this past Sunday in QB1. He just had a $168 with a touchdown and interception. But looking at those numbers heading into tonight's game, just over 180 through the air so far this season, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. By the way, that unit as a whole, bottom half of the league in total yards and yards per play at 30th overall. All right, my guy Ryan Harris is here to make sense of the Steel City struggles ahead of Thursday night, and Ryan Trubisky not meshing well with his offense so far. Questions are starting to mount. If he's the answer there, is it safe to say or maybe put him under that microscope already after what we've seen?
It is not safe to put him under the microscope. He is making plays. I believe Mitch Trubisky will continue to develop. Being a former Pittsburgh Steeler, I can tell you they major and win through development. And that's what Mitch Trubisky's doing. He's in his 3rd game tonight of playing in a brand new offense. I don't want to have to ask our legendary producer what Brandon was like on his 3rd week playing. You have to develop. Mike Tomlin talks about it from the top down. And when you look at what Mitch Trubisky has done, he really does make good throws and keeps the offense on schedule. There's some issues with play calling. There's issues with his offensive line. And then at the end of the game last week against the Patriots, he had 2 opportunities down 17-14 to take the ball down the field and win, went 3 and out in both of those. And listen, Steelers fans are used to Big Ben dominating in those situations. This offense is still growing. The offensive line and run game has to get going. But Mitch Trubisky, he's here to stay.
Usually the strays come from this way inside the control room, but right there, they're coming right at me right here from Ryan. I appreciate that. By the way, yes, week 3 was a little rough, but we had a bye in week 4, so we're not going to talk about that anymore.
Excellent.
Exactly. Anyway, so the Browns offense, we know it flows through their run game, and that's Nick Chubb. Despite that clock management issue, how much trust is in that run game, that ground attempt led by him there?
100%. And it's not just the run game. The entire offense is entrusted to Nick Chubb and what he can do. He alone is responsible for a ton of the production that everyone has seen from the Browns. No one hits the line of scrimmage with the speed that Nick Chubb does. He is so strong at the point of attack, runs past would-be tacklers, has generational vision when it comes to getting through the line of scrimmage. I mean, this is one of the best running backs we have ever seen, not just for the Browns. So I'm happy for Nick Chubb and what he's been able to do, because he has the ability alone to keep those playoff dreams alive for the Browns until Watson returns.
Are you trying to say Nick Chubb is a generational talent here, Ryan? Is that what you're trying to say to the people this early this morning? Just want to hear you reiterate that a little bit.
Generational vision and speed equals generational talent. We go to math class at Notre Dame.
All right. Well, he didn't have that vision Sunday, but just want to put that out there. Benefits of these early divisional games when you have these two going early off in the season here. Does that help later in the year, getting to know your opponent? I mean, you know him so much, you see him twice a year, but what's the benefit of seeing your divisional opponent here?
Well, one, usually when you see that a divisional opponent in the early part of the season, you're a healthier team, right? You get to week 15, 16, who knows who's playing, right? You could have 60%, could be a new roster. But the other thing that fans miss, as players we know, division games are 2 for 1. You win a division game early, that really counts as 2 wins. Not only do you get that win in the column, but you get the win also in the division. And this early, you're at or near the top, whichever way it works out if you win this game. And you also know what it's going to take the rest of the way. So win or lose, I always loved having a divisional game early. It gave you a little step to step on, saying, okay, we got a division win already, let's keep moving. And you love those opportunities, especially if you're a veteran. Rookies, they got no idea, Brandon. They think every game is the same.
Opponents on both sides, of course, looking for a win after we saw from both squads this past Sunday. But give me your expert pick in this one. Are you on with Nick Chubb there, that generational talent, or Mitch Trubisky in this offense here?
I'm on Nick Chubb and the generational talent to get 23 points, but I got the Steelers 25-23. Let's hit the over while we're at it. Mitch Trubisky, the only person who has won a Nickelodeon MVP award. He's going to have a big victory for the Steelers. It's going to be a great night, but it's going to be a lot of good running. If you like running the football, you're going to love watching tonight's game.
All right, speaking of running the football, maybe if Nick Chubb kind of continues on the generational talent, we're going to keep saying that here, he may be a future Hall of Famer. There's some notable first-time candidates for the class of 2023. I want to take a look at this because you played against a few of these guys. That list, by the way, will be cut down to 25 for the semifinalists in November. But I'm curious, should and who will be that first-time Hall of Famer there heading to Canton?
Well, Dwight Freeney 100% will be a first-time Hall of Famer. If somebody votes against him, I'm an offensive tackle, and I'll go find him for Dwight Freeney. He revolutionized how to play the game, was one of the hardest players to block, had a devastating spin move, bull rush, and stiff arm. He was really a three-tiered rusher, rare to see that. And then you also got right here James Harrison. I think one of the most intimidating football players. I've had the pleasure of being his teammate and his opponent. One time he rushed the passer and didn't even care about hitting the quarterback, ran right into my face mask and said, "I come with the boom," and then just turned around while the play was going, and I was getting my life together. Unbelievable talent, James Harrison. Psychopath on the field, awesome dude off of it. And then on that list, too, is Shane Leckler, legendary punter. I know people don't say much about punters in the Pro Bowl, in the Hall of Fame, but I'll tell you what, Shane Leckler belongs there. That's a guy who should make it in his first ballot. Changed games all the time by punting that football, and a heck of a teammate in the locker room. A lot of fun.
A punter. All right. Like you said, we don't hear it too much. Ryan, I'm going to need you to stay off that NyQuil chicken, all right, my friend? As always, it's good to see you in the morning. Tapping it on the NFL. Of course, we get to that Thursday night matchup between the Browns and Steelers. Don't forget the Pick Six podcast. The fellas breaking it down. Ryan Wilson, also Brady Quinn discuss Week 3 and that game tonight. Also, what does it mean for Kevin Stefanski? If something goes wrong tonight, is he on that hot seat? Also, a look at the Lions and Vikings in their division as well. Download and give them a follow.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.